Welcome everyone to today's episode. We're gonna have a live stream right here. We did a video previously on Nextion Editor and Arduino, and we had some comments, people saying that they were not able to recreate the tutorial. So I'm gonna create a new tutorial on this same Arduino and Nextion. So let me just go quickly into that. First of all, you're gonna need a graphic editor to create your display. So we're gonna use simple graphic editor here. So we're gonna use the presentation here, Google Slide. You can use PowerPoint. You can use anything you want, and basically just create an image. So we're gonna create just two buttons. So let's do insert here and got this. So let's do shapes, rectangle, and all right. So that's the shape we're gonna use. I'm gonna fill it any color we want. So let's just fill it with what color? Let's do blue. Deep blue. You can, design this the way you want. You can make it gradient or just solid fill. Really doesn't matter. So it's up to you what you want to do. But let's just keep it simple, and then we insert some buttons. So we need more shapes. Let's put triangles and okay, let's see if we can get it to 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Yep. And duplicate that. Oh, maybe we'll just fill it. Let's fill it with a different color before we'll do the duplicate. Any color doesn't matter. Duplicate. I want to see if I can make this video as brief as possible. Let's turn this one to 0, so it's gonna be up, pointing up. And let's zoom. Let's make this 100 is too big. Let's make it 50, so we can have everything within view. And duplicate again. I'm gonna flip it around 180 degrees, so it's pointing down. Probably too big, so let's shrink it a little bit. Okay, we're gonna remove the rest. Alright, let's find the center. There's the center. Duplicate and make the duplicate 90 degrees or 180 degrees, sorry, because one is to be opposite. Find the center again and then duplicate that again. You're gonna flip this one to 90. Sorry, I need this one here. Alright, so 90 degrees and then get another one. I'm gonna flip it 270. Where is my 270? Right there. I'm pretty sure you know what we're trying to do now. So we have up, down, right, left, arrow. Just basic things. So when we do up, down, right, left, we can tell, right? So this is all we need here, and then we just grab it. So we're gonna do snipping. I'm gonna snip, cut this picture, and take it to my Nextion editor. That's all I'm gonna do. I don't know if you're gonna see my view when I crop that, but you just grab a snipping tool, and I'm gonna snip that image. And I'm gonna save it as the PNG. So save as up, down, just say navigation. Let's call it navigation arrows. And I'm saving it on my desktop, and that's all I need from here. So I grab this and put it on my desktop. So up down, I can put another button in the middle if I want, or I just leave it this way, really. So what I want to create is let me just show you from the let's show you what I want to create. All right, so I have that there. Where's my Nextion editor? So right here, well, before I go to the Nextion, let me show you my insert video. All right, so I want to create a graphical interface for this Nextion display. Right, so what I've done now is just create the navigation for up, down, right, left buttons. Right, so I want to do a basic one, then you can do the advanced one later. So we've created that image. Now we've cropped it, and we're just gonna open our Nextion editor and import that graphics. That's basically what it is. So I'm gonna go to the Nextion, and here I want to create a new project. So new project. Together we're doing this, so we're gonna call it navigation. Just call it navigation really. So I have saved it, and it's gonna ask me to choose the screen size. For some reason you don't see that on the screen, so let me see if I can add another view that will let you see everything I'm doing. Just give me a second here. Window capture. Let's do screen capture. Let's do screen capture. Display capture. All right, we're gonna do display capture whole display. All right, so I have my display capture. Now you're gonna see everything, but the ones you want to see and the ones you don't want to see. But we're gonna get that off. So I'm gonna cancel this and go back to what I did earlier so that it's easier for you to follow. So when I created this, I used the snipping tool, so I did snip, and then I just took new, and then I snipped this. And once I did that, I clicked on file and save as, and then I gave it a name, navigation arrows. Yeah, and then I saved it. Basically that's what I did. Clicked it and then I saved it. So it's saved now in my on my desktop. So the next thing to do is to go to my Nextion editor and then create a new project. So new, so I'm just gonna call it navigation, save, and it opens here and asks me to choose the type of display. I think we're using the enhanced display, and this one is 4.3. So I'm gonna use where's my 4.3? Yeah, this one here. So I'm gonna choose the right display size, and I click OK. And please choose the display direction. So I'm gonna choose the direction. So horizontal. I think we're doing it horizontal. So right. So this is what we have here. That's it basically. Then I'm gonna add the image that we just created. So I'm gonna choose a picture from my desktop. These are the previous ones I did, but on my desktop I'm gonna look for navigation arrows. Imported successfully. Right, so that's all I have, and then I can now go here in my Nextion editor, and I'm gonna add a picture. So drag picture there, and I'm gonna add the picture here, browse, and that's the only picture we have. All right, so I think the size is way more than, or is it smaller? I think it's way more than the space that we have. So we have to change the dimension of this to match the display. And the display size, I think, is let's find out what's the display size. So let's find out the display size for 4.3 inch. I'm gonna just go on and Google and I say 4.3 inch Nextion display size. So 4.3 inch, maybe resolution. I should be looking for the resolution. So it's 480 by 272. So I'm gonna go and open Paint. Sorry, not Ping, but Paint. Okay, open the right one. So I'm gonna open that picture from my desktop. It's called navigation. So let's just open and navigation, all pictures. Where's my PNG? Okay, for some reason it doesn't show up here. Why is that? Okay. Oh, I'm not really inside navigation. So yeah, this is the one. All right, so I'm gonna resize this. I'm gonna use pixels. So it is 480 by 272. All right, so this is the one we want. This is the size. So we're gonna save it and then go back and re-import it. So go back here because we got the wrong one. Remove it. Yes, the size was way more than we expected. All right, so let's just all right, so it's not allowed because we're using it already. So why don't we just delete that and delete page. All right. All right, it's not allowing us to delete, so we're just gonna import it afresh. Okay, no files selected. Yeah, that's because we didn't find any files. So let's go add picture, desktop, and it's called navigation arrows. All right, so let's see. Yeah, that's the one we need now. So we're gonna browse and we're gonna replace that because yeah, the size we got earlier on was 721. That was way bigger than what we want. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. So we have this picture here, and then the next thing is to just add click buttons here. So let's just have button, this button over here. Remember, we didn't have on click what happens when you click it and all that. We just want to have the basic one, and then once you know how to do this, you can then follow the other tutorial to create advanced functions. All right. So we're gonna instead of making it solid, we're gonna crop it, and so we can see through the image, right? So it's this button here. Is cropped, so the first picture really same one that we have now. All right, so we're gonna copy this, copy and paste. So we're gonna recreate it all over the place. And then we'll paste another one for this, adjust accordingly, and then copy and paste again for the last one, which is this one here. All right, so I think this is all we need. Let's debug and see if there are there are errors for now. Unable, unhandled exception. No, so what are the exceptions? All right, so it's crashed. So let's do that again. All right, so I don't know why it crashed. Maybe because that the image that we had, yeah, but really I want to delete this picture. We don't need it. Delete this picture. Yeah, we have only one picture, and all right, so let's, all right, there's no display here, so we're gonna choose a display. So we're gonna call it navigation. So I want to keep it the same, navigation enhanced, and that's the one we want, 480 by 272. All right, we're gonna do 180. All right, hopefully it won't crash again. I think because we have the same picture named the same twice, and when we called it navigation, it crashed. So you can see sometimes you have these problems, right? We've done this several times, and this is the first time we're getting this kind of crash. So I'm just gonna insert my picture again, browse. I imported the picture already. All right, so that's the picture I want. Okay, you can see some gaps here, but it doesn't matter. I'm just trying to do a quick one. It crashed, but not a big deal. So if you're following this, probably you didn't have the crash, because you would have seen that we made a mistake. We had the wrong size of size of the graphics that we want. So you want to crop the button because you want to see what's behind. Let me see if I debug now. I don't want to do all four and then have an issue. Of course, I have to change that. So I've cropped, and then I have to change the picture. So what shows? All right. And debug. Let's see. Okay, still need second picture. The same picture, so really. So that, okay. Page failed, position invalid, font input invalid, compile failed, warnings, position invalid, PO position invalid. Why is it invalid? It's too big. Here, can we reduce the size? Height cannot be less than 2. Alright, let's just put this right inside and adjust. I don't think I'm making this the height less than 2, but for some reason the operation will automatically modify the picture size. Modify picture size will affect the controls. Okay, I don't want to do that. Okay, let's just put it right inside there. Okay, let me see what happens when we do this. Okay, something is wrong here, but let's debug and see. All right, a font. We don't have a font, so we have to generate fonts. Okay, fine. Tool, generate font. Font name. Let's say test. Just give it any name. Doesn't matter. So we're gonna save it. We have so many fonts generated before. All right, I think one is enough for us. Let's try that one more time. All right. So the text is new text. We don't really need that. So new text, we don't need to give it a name, or we can give it a name. We can call it up. Up. And you can change the color. I think you can change the color. So what's the text color? Maximum, that's fine. Text color black, white, white. Okay, it's hard to see. About red. Let's see. All right, up. So we're gonna do up, down, right, and left. That's all we need to do. So I don't like the size of this. We can clean that up later, but let's just do this copy paste. This will be down. So look for the text, call it down. Right. Okay, so this is too big, so let's just make it small and see if we can fit it within the button that we have created. All right, so for some reason our picture, it's not lining up. I'm gonna leave it that way. Copy paste, please select component, copy paste. We're gonna call this right. Look for the text name, call it right. Then we're gonna copy and paste again. And we're gonna call that left. Left. All right, let's debug this and see. Okay, let's debug. If there are errors, we can see them right away. So, all right. So we get all 4 buttons. The next thing you want to do is to assign a function. What happens when you click on each one? So let's say for this, we're gonna say on touch or on press event or on touch release event. So let's say when you release it, send ID. We're gonna do the same for all of them. Send ID. So when I click on each one and release it, it will send me its ID, right? So here, when I click this, I'm gonna see a number here, but series of numbers 650004 and so on and so forth. When I press it, I get a different number. I'm gonna show you for all 4 of them. They have different numbers. You have 4, 3, 5, and 2. So you have different numbers. So 650004, 650003, 650005, 650002. So for each one, when you click on it, it does a different thing. It sends you a different number. You can take these numbers and receive it in your Arduino and then perform a different function when you receive each one. So that's what we're going to do today. So first of all, we created this graphical interface, and then we're going to go to Arduino and then play around with it. But I am going to export this to an SD card. So I'm going to turn on the insert video to show you the SD card. We're going to export it, and then we're going to put it here in the Nextion display, and we're going to see this image show on the Nextion display. But one thing I want to do before I do that is to change the size of this picture. I don't think it fits the background completely, like it doesn't fit 100%. So let's try to fix that first. So I'm going to go back there and just try to figure out why the size, height, and width. So height is 484, I think, and the width is 2. I think that's the width. The height is 272. 272. All right. For some reason, it doesn't fit that way. Why is that? Could it be the image that we used wasn't that big? Probably the image wasn't exactly what we thought we've made the image to be. So that means we're going to recreate that image. We're going to go back here and try to zoom and figure out what happened, what we did wrong. So I'm going to try to crop the image. I'm going to let's crop the image. I'm going to crop, make sure I got everything. Yeah, I'm going to crop it this way. Sometimes these things happen. Okay, then I'm going to do new, then paste it. But no, let me resize this first. Then paste it. Okay, then I'm going to resize again. Pixel 484 by 2. Oh, I think I see what happened. Oh no. Yeah, this was what happened initially. 484. And when I change 484, when I 484. When I change this to 272, oh man, this changed to 490 because I kept the aspect ratio. That's the problem. So now that's one thing with live stream, because if I was doing this offline, I would have cut that when I was doing the edit. But yeah, this was the problem. So let's save as navigation. Arrows. And we're gonna avoid the temptation of naming it the same thing, so we don't fall victim of the same thing that happened before. So here we're gonna change this picture. Okay, first of all we have to import it. Let's get the picture in. We're gonna add the picture, navigation. This will be much better. Awesome. So this will be much better. So we're gonna take yeah, you can actually see this size wasn't exactly what we wanted, so this is what we need right now. So we're gonna change it, browse, and change it to this. This should fill it up. Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna change this one then. Not the font, we have only one font, the picture. We're gonna browse the picture. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so now we get it properly set. So this is much better. Where does this button adjust forever? If I adjust it to the end, what will it do? Okay, so it doesn't matter. So let's just leave it there. The pictures. No. Can I do undo here? No. Okay, good. So this one here. All right. So that's what we needed. So we're gonna. There are two things we can do here. We can either delete this or just change the pictures. So the choice is yours. I'm gonna just change the pictures. We need this one. If I just browse the second one, okay. All right. and then I'm gonna do the same here. So the pictures have IDs, so if you just type in the right ID, it will change it for you. So instead of browsing again, I'm just gonna put one here, one for each one, and then this one I'm gonna, because it's gonna be the same. Then here I'm gonna make it 1. Likewise here, everything's gonna be 1 1 1 1. This one is 1 1, and that is 1 1, and that is 1 1. Okay, so we've done everything that we need to do. Okay, so let's debug it one more time. Something failed, error page 0 failed, P0 position invalid, compile 1 error, okay, invalid position X. So why is it invalid position? I don't know why it is invalid position. Alright, so still invalid position. This one here, are you away from, you're supposed to be here. Position invalid, P01, P0, position invalid. Alright, so let's do P0 one more time. Picture 0, insert picture, browse. We need this one here. Okay, still invalid. Did we use the wrong picture this time around? Okay, I'm gonna delete the wrong one so we don't make a mistake again. Alright, let's do P0 one more time. If it's invalid again, we're gonna okay, so 484 and 272, still same problem. Okay, it seems to be bigger than the background, but it shouldn't, because we measured it and it wasn't too big. But for some reason when we debug, we see that it's too big. Yeah, for some reason the picture is standing outside its position, but it's okay. Let's do our debug now. Alright, so we're gonna go back here and then add the buttons. Or is it above? Alright, I see what's going on. So it's now above instead of being beneath. Alright, so we're gonna fix that. Right, so these buttons should be on top, not beneath. So what do we do here? Alright, so we're gonna just fix all that by putting the image, the background first, browse. Alright, so this is taking much longer just because I was trying to clean up the background. Alright, this is fine. We notice there's a little white gap there, but it's okay. Buttons, let's put the buttons over here. It's solid, but we're gonna crop, yes, so we can see what is beneath, and then we're gonna browse, and this is what we want to see as we crop it. And this is the second picture, same picture as we crop it. And then if I do debug, okay, we don't see any errors. That's good. So let's just fix that. So on touch release, we want to send the ID, and we want to call that button what's it called, up. and you want to change the color like we did before. Where is that? So it's black now, so let's make it red, and then we're gonna copy and paste, copy, paste. This is down. I'm gonna copy, paste. This is right. Then copy, paste. This is left. Alright, and I think each one of them we told you to send us their component numbers. Okay, debug. Okay, finally we're done here. Right, so when I click on this, I get this. Ignore this white background. You can fix that when you create a new picture, like, because I cropped it, so that's why I had that issue. So having done that, we're gonna go back to our Nextion editor. First of all, before we do that, let's just copy this. I'm gonna show you in the picture. So let me just get my recording tool here. Okay. Let me get my recording tool and show you the picture. This is on top, blocking your view. Oh, it's actually here. So let's remove the first one, which is the whole display, so we can show you display. This is what I want to remove. Yeah, so we can show you. So we need this SD card, and so there's the SD card inside this reader, this card reader. So I'm gonna slot it into the laptop so I can export. The file to that, right? So I'm gonna just go back to show you the full display so you can see what I'm doing. All right, I'm gonna minimize this now. So I'm gonna go on a file, and I'm gonna do the output. So okay. So first of all, I'm gonna, oh sorry, let's compile this. All right, and then we're gonna save it, not open but save. I'm gonna save that. All right, so I've saved it into my SD card. So I'm gonna, this SD card is formatted, so there's nothing inside it. So I save it there, so I'm gonna remove it, and then I'm gonna plug it into my, let's just go back, make sure you see what I'm doing. I'm gonna hide the video capture. This is gonna be a little bit ugly because you've seen everything on the screen, things you need to see, things you don't need to see. You've seen everything, but anyway, so I'm gonna take this SD card and slot it into the SD card reader here on my Nextion display, right? And then I'm just gonna power it up, and to power it up I just need to plug in these wires. Alright, something happened here. I've lost the cover for this, but it's okay. So just need to plug the power button. The plus goes to the plus, and then the ground goes to the negative, and then I'm just gonna power this through a USB. So I gotta get one. So I'm gonna use this USB and plug it in here. All right, and then just find a place to plug it to power it on. It does seem that I'm probably gonna need another adapter because my computer has only 2 USB ports and both are being used right now. So I'm gonna find another USB. Let's try this monitor and see if it can power it for us. All right, it powers it, and if you can see, let me see if I can zoom more. It's really hard to see. Yeah, you can see it this way. So update succeeded. It did 100% and it's completed. All right, so I'm just gonna power it off and remove the SD card. Oh, let's do it one more time so you can see how, because each time you plug it in, it's gonna do the same thing until you remove the SD card. So I'm gonna plug it in. So have the USB and plug it in, and then just data check 100%. Starting update will be done in 2 seconds, and 100% succeeded. So it's done. So I'm gonna unplug it, and then I'll take out the SD card. So take out the SD card, and then I'm gonna power it on again. Once you power it on this time around, it's gonna show you the same, that button that we just created, those buttons that we just created. Awesome. So we've transferred what we've created into the screen. Remember, we didn't have the other buttons. So when you click it, what happens? Like to change the color, we didn't have that because we really want to do the basic one. So what I want to show you now is how to take this code into the Nextion, into the Arduino, because I think that's the problem that the user or the commenter had, was how to read this from the Nextion. Remember, we had different numbers sent when we press each button. The only way that you know that we've pressed this is the text blink or change color when we press it, but the button itself doesn't matter. You can create whatever you want. So this piece, I think, is easy, the easy part. The hard part is the Arduino part, and I think I know why it was difficult. So I'm gonna try to do it as slowly as possible, as gradual as possible, and you can ask your questions in the comment. I wanted to do this in live session where people can ask me questions directly, but I'll just do what I can do, and then if you have questions, you can reach out to me later and I'll try to help you out. But we're done with this. Anytime you power this up, it's gonna just it's just gonna work, right? Anytime you power it up, it's just gonna how do I say that? It's just gonna show you that graphics that we've created. Now I'm gonna try to change the port on the computer. You might lose a video stream for a while, but it's gonna be back. I'm using both USB ports right now, but I'm gonna unplug one of them. And let's see. Okay, it comes back. So I've replugged it to another one so I can free up this port for my Arduino. All right, so here is the Arduino. We have to do the wiring, so you have to have the transmit, and so you have the transmit and receive here. So we're just gonna do the same over here. You have a transmit, you have a receive in both of them. So one transmit, one receive, and we're gonna connect them together. So the power this time around is going to come through the USB, so we don't really need to have external USB plug. So everything is going to come from the Arduino right here. So I don't have to have it here on the board. So yeah, so to reduce the amount of wires I'm going to use, I don't have to have it here on the board. I can just unplug the Arduino and then just take the power, 5 volts and ground, and plug them in directly. So on the Arduino, I have 5 volts V in and ground. So ground, V in is 5 volts. So whatever the power that comes in through the USB part is gonna be present. So I'm gonna plug it in. That's why it's so short, but let's see. All right. So I've used that power from my Arduino to power this. So my 5 volts and my ground goes to power my display. So then I need 2 more wires, and I have them here. So I'm just gonna connect to transmit and receive on the Arduino, right? So we don't need this other full screen display now. So I'm just gonna go back and show you. So let's minimize this window display. We don't need that window. All right, so I have different images there. Don't need that. So let's Nextion transistor biasing. That was an old video. We don't need that. So what I need now is my Arduino code. Yeah, I want to write some codes on the Arduino to receive the signal coming in from here. And please bear with me, because this is the crux of the whole matter. This is the reason we're here. All of us are here today. Is to show how this is done. So let me hide that thing at the top left corner. I don't know what that is. So let's see, what do I have on the top left corner? It's not the presenter. Oh, that's Nextion. Did I make it so small? All right, so I'm gonna remove that. I don't really know why I have it there. Let's just put it aside. Right, so now I'm gonna write a code here. Now the important thing is that your library must be from the Nextion master. Maybe I'll show my desktop again, because you need this library. If you don't have it, this might not work for you. You might have to do a lot of modifications for it to work for you. So you need to make sure you have the right library. So the first thing we're gonna do is in the Arduino, we're gonna write some functions, right? We're gonna write some functions, but before that, we're gonna declare some things. So I'm just gonna declare the basics, and then we can continue. So this is just I'm gonna make a comment here. So you can just write some comments here. So like you can reach us at info@hackerworld.com, and I think that should be it. And then we're doing this in the year 2021. Okay, I think that's what we can put in here. All right, so here we're gonna include some things. So include I think we need software serial .h. You're gonna include, we're using ESP as Arduino, so if you're using a different Arduino board, then make sure that you include the right board. And this one is the Wi-Fi series, right? So, and then we're gonna include, and this is the important one, the library that we need is from the Nextion master. I didn't create the library, I found it and it worked for me, and I think this is all we need. We might need math. I don't think you need math for now. All right, so this is all we need to include, and then we're just going to write our we need the 2 functions to write. We're going to write the void setup and void loop, right? So we can come back and add other things that we need, but for now we're going to just create our void setup. And in the void setup, let's just say, so the functions we need is void setup. So this function happens only one time during setup, during boot up, for instance. So we're gonna do software serial.begin, and you choose a baud rate that works for you. So for us, we're gonna use, our baud rate is gonna be 9600. And always remember to close your tags. And then we have my Nextion the init. So we're going to initialize the Nextion here. So if you're using a different library, you have to find out the way to initialize your library, right? And sometimes when you do this, you have a little bit of delay, and then you set your pin mode. So we haven't set the pins here. So far we haven't set the pins, but we're going to set the pins that we're going to use for transmit or receive, right? So we haven't said that, but we can delay a little bit or not delay. So let's have a little bit of delay, and 10 milliseconds delay. Yeah, I'm confusing micro and milli, but I needed the milli, not micro, milliseconds delay. So we're gonna set our pin modes, and we're gonna choose one LED for on or off. We don't really need the LEDs, to be frank. We can just use serial monitor to see what is happening, right? So for this, we're gonna I think that's all we need for the setup. Yeah, because we want to make this very simplistic. So let's go and declare the pins that we need. So software serial Nextion. So what we're gonna do is pin 4. Normally we use pins 4 and 5. So I want it to be similar to what you've seen me do before. That way, if you have any issues, you can just go back and they'll be similar. So we're gonna have TX pin and receive pin. So this will be the Nextion TX and RX. TX is transmit and RX is receive pins of the Arduino. Right? So doesn't matter here because these are comments, so it wouldn't affect anything if I didn't close that properly. So I've declared those 2 pins. What else do I need? I have to go to my void loop, and this is a function that happens repeatedly. So here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen to the button clicked from my Nextion display. So the Nextion display, so let me see if I have the Nextion showing on my screen. Yes, so I have a screen. So when I click on this, I want to listen to these functions. So when I click on it, I want to see something happen, and I will show it on the serial monitor. I think that's where we're going to end today. So okay, we're going to listen for a message. So how do we listen for an incoming message? I think that's the question. So here we're gonna say listen for an incoming message, and then that's the first thing we're gonna do. And then after that, we're gonna print the message on the display, on the serial monitor. Serial monitor. So these are the 2 things we're gonna do. So serial monitor. So first of all, we're gonna listen for a message incoming. When we receive a message coming in, we will print it out. Simple, right? Listen for a message, print out a message, right? So we're gonna have declare a string, and the string is message. So, and how do we get the message? We're gonna say my Nextion. Remember, we initialized the Nextion over here. So we're gonna use the same format, right? My Nextion, right? So we're gonna say my Nextion dot listen, which is a function that is known in the library, right? So we listen for the message, incoming message, and then we're gonna say we're gonna print a message, serial, and again we initialize the serial monitor, serial. Then we just say print the message. Let's check the code that we've written so far, because I'm talking and writing. Sometimes it's easy to make a mistake. So let me just compile the code and see if it works. And then of course I'm going to plug in these wires. I haven't plugged them in. While that is checking the code, let me just confirm my TX and RX wires. So my TX is blue and my RX is yellow. TX is blue, RX is yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my transmit to my receive and my receive to my transmit. So let's let's see, we have an error. My Nextion was not declared in this scope. Alright, so it says my Nextion was not declared. My Nextion.init was not declared. So we have created our first issue here. So what happened here? Why did we have this error? Error. Why did we have this error? All right. So we're gonna figure out the issue that we have right now together. That's the first issue we're getting. First issue is we're getting Nextion was not declared. All right. My Nextion, did I spell it wrong? My Nextion. Let's see, my Nextion.init. Is it an issue with the library this time? Let's see. Arduino with Nextion, my Nextion. Was not declared. Let's see if we omitted a tag. Void setup, void loop. Okay. All right. So let's debug this further. Let's look at our library. If we imported the right libraries, we have the right board. It's not about the board. Was not declared in this scope. All right. So I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna comment this out. And I'm going to make this a string just so we don't get an error. Whenever I say error, yeah, it sounds like arrow. All right, so something is wrong, so we're going to fix that together. Meanwhile, it's taking so much time to compile just few lines. Makes me think there's something wrong somewhere. It's just few lines. Alright, so we're gonna do it together. Alright, my Nextion was not declared in this scope. So it's also having error in the void setup. Let's check our library, make sure that we have the right libraries. So I'm gonna go to my where I save this. This should be. Did I save this? Oh, I think there could be an issue with not saving it because I think I opened a different. Okay, yeah. So let's fix that. Let's fix that together. All right. I need my Nextion. Let's just look at the Nextion. Where's the Nextion? Where's my camera is not there. Okay, I need this one on. Where's my Nextion? All right, Nextion, where are you? Okay, the Nextion editor has crashed or something happened to it. It's not showing. Okay, let me just make it full screen again. All right, just bear with me a little bit there. The Nextion editor crashed, and no, I need to do that. Alright, so let's plug this in and then we'll go back to the Nextion. So I need 5, so I need 5 and 4. So 5 and 4, we have to confirm that on the screen. So let's do that. Pins, where is my, I need to show my browser. Where's my browser? Display capture. No, that's not what I want. I need okay, let's do this. Where's the display capture? Display capture. All right. So let's do this first. Nextion. Sorry, this is, we're looking for ESP 8266 pin outs. So we need 4 and 5. So pin 4 and 5. So let's see. So 4 and 5, that will be D1 and D2. D1 and D2, that's what we need. So D1 and D2. Alright, that's all we need from here. We just need D1 and D2. That's GPIO 5 and GPIO 4. Alright, so we don't need this screen again because it just blocks everything. Alright, so let's just minimize that and so and 4 and 5. So just plug them in here and we're good to go, so we can flash once the code is ready to go. So let's just go back and see why we had the issue with the Nextion editor. All right. All right, so where are we? Okay, is my screen showing? I don't think so. Let me just see what's going on here. Void. I had a delay, then I don't need an output. All right. Okay, so this one, I don't think my screen was showing the whole time. All right, so this piece is blocking my view. Get out of here. All right. All right, so let me just add, there's something that I normally added included, but I didn't include it this time, but I don't think it would have affected anything, but it seems since it's not working, I'm just gonna try that and make sure that I have everything as before. I never tried that without a mat before. Let's see, but it seems to be out of I don't know what to call it, but it didn't happen that way before. So, and I've checked my library is correct. I will show you the library later when I at the end of this. I'll show you the library. Nextion was not declared in the scope, so it's still showing the same the same error. It was not declared in this scope. There's no other thing that we need to declare. All right, so when you're having this issue that you see that I'm having done this several times before, you can understand that sometimes these things happen, right? So it could be just an error because as I was speaking and typing, I could have omitted something and had an oversight or something like that. So I'm just going to verify the codes one more time, make sure that I got everything spelled correctly. All right, my Nextion is spelled correctly. Do I need a delay here if I'm not doing any pin mode? So I'm gonna comment that. Then in my void loop, I spelled loop correctly. So I am listening for a message in my void loop, and so I created this string. My Nextion was not declared. Okay, let's just say I save it again and then check. So my Nextion was not declared. It's saying this is correct. Listen for message. Then if message, sorry, my Nextion was not declared. So we're gonna have big issue here. So yeah, I'm gonna try to debug this a little bit more and then figure out why it's saying this. The library is correct. Let's check. Sketch, include libraries, manage libraries. Was not declared in this scope. All right, so if I make this, all right, so let's see. So I'm probably gonna do this video again because I think it's taking longer than I thought, and computer is a little bit slow also. Nextion. All right, let's see the libraries that we have. It's gonna search and show me the libraries that we have included. Yes, Nextion, new Nextion is there, Nextion is there, so we have all the libraries that we need. All right, so I have my libraries right. So why doesn't it print? So you might, or why doesn't it compile? Sorry, because you might have the same issue that I'm having right now, and you might think, oh, he gave me the wrong code. But sometimes when you work on these things, and especially when you're talking and present and doing it at the same time, it could be very obvious, just like we did when we created the graphics. We overlooked the size, right? So let's just make sure that everything is correct. And everything seems to be correct. Very few lines of codes have no reason to be showing this kind of error, but we are seeing this error. So what are we going to do? In my setup, I don't have any LED. I don't need any LED output, and so I'm good with that. But in my void loop, I'm having an issue. In my void loop. Okay, so let's see. If I just do a print in my void loop, then when I yeah, so this one here, let's remove this if. I haven't finished the message, but I was gonna say if message is not empty, is not null, then print. That's what I wanted to do here. If my message is not null, then print. So let's just remove the comment there. So I want to print only if the message is not null. Let's see. Oh no, I'm supposed to compile first. But anyways, I've clicked on upload. It's gonna return the same error because we're still trying to debug why it says my Nextion was not declared in this scope. But while it's doing that, I'm just gonna wait it out, right? Let's wait it out. Alright, so I still get the same message, so and this null, I think sometimes you just better to do it this way. If it's not null, then print the message. Okay, so we're hitting a brick wall here. The library is correct, but still we get a message that it's not declared in the scope. I'm gonna scroll through this and find out all the comments, all the clues I can get from here. Alright, file with Arduino, my Nextion program file, my Nextion.listen. Alright, so really I don't know why it's doing this. Let's just do this. Alright, so another way to deal with this is to run a different code here and just make sure that everything works great. And then we'll do, I'm going to open a different example. If this compiling doesn't return good results, we're going to open a different example and just test it out and make sure that everything works fine. Then we'll go back and try to, alright, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to, I don't want to initialize the Wi-Fi for now. So let me do something different. Give me a second here. I'm going to do something different because I want to figure out why this doesn't work. Okay. Alright, void loop. This is my void loop here. Alright, goes from there to here. So I'm going to rewrite this and I'll be back shortly. I'm going to rewrite it, try to figure out why it doesn't work, and then I'll present it again. Because this doesn't show what I expected it to show. Right, so Nextion, we don't need Nextion, we don't need Arduino either. Void Alright, so this is powered up and ready to go, but the Nextion, the Arduino is not ready to go yet. So we're having issues with the Arduino, trying to debug it, and I don't want to bore you with that on the screen, so I'm going to debug it and then I'll show you after the fact. Alright, so let me figure out what's going on here. And you can bear with me when I say I give you the right code, and if you think, right, so I'm having the same issue on this. So I'm trying to debug it offline and I'm having the same issue offline. So So you're right, when you have an issue with it, you might think something must be fishy, but it's not. It's just the way software programming sometimes. If you put the wrong um, sign at the wrong spot, you get the wrong message, and that's just the way it goes. So I'm gonna try to debug that, and then I'll come back to you. It could be something very simple. It could be I needed to declare the Nextion somewhere and I did not declare it. It could be something as simple as that. So I'm just going to go through line by line to find out what's going on. Did I need to declare it somewhere? Alright, so Nextion software serial, Nextion yeah, I think I know what I have done wrong. I think I know what I must have done wrong. So I'm gonna try to do it again. And like I said, it could be something very simple. It could be something very simple that I just omitted because I don't see that I declared my Nextion before I created the void setup. I think that's what I just noticed right now. So it could be something that simple. So I'm gonna not bore you with a lot of explanations. I'll just show you what I think I needed to do, because the message was consistent. It keeps saying that my Nextion was not declared in this scope, and really I don't see that I declared it. Right, I know I have it in the void setup, but that was it. I didn't declare it as yeah. So for my Nextion, I didn't give it a name. So I think that was it. So I gotta fix that. So let me just show you what I mean by that. Let me just go to my Arduino. You know, when you've done this for a long time, you get used to doing it, and then you can easily overlook something very basic. Because the very first error we got was that the Nextion was not declared, and we still ignored that and we didn't declare it. So as you can see, oh, I don't think you can see yet. So let me just go back and share my screen. You can see this one here, but you can't see that I'm actually trying to fix the code. So where's my Arduino? Okay, so let's just show the Arduino, this one here. I have many things opened, and that's why you're seeing the errors, blank on the screen. Yeah, okay. So this is the error we got consistently was telling us that my Nextion was not declared. Yep. So here we included, I don't think I need this math. I said it several times. I don't know why I keep typing it. But this Nextion here is the library. But then in the declarations here, we didn't declare Nextion. My Nextion was not declared. Yeah, fine. So in the declarations, we didn't declare it, right? We just took it for granted, and that's wrong. So we have to declare that. So, and when I'm saying my Nextion, actually can be anything. I could give it any name, but I have to declare it first. I think that's where the issue was, and I have to do the declaration before the voice setup. So here I'm gonna say Nextion, and then that's where I declare my Nextion, right? And then I'll say that it's Nextion. I'm using 9600. So please forgive me for this. It's been a long time I did this last, and an oversight on my side. So, oh no, I'm supposed to compile. Let's compile, but I've clicked on upload. Anyways, no problems. So what's gonna happen is now it's gonna compile, and if it's successful this time, because we wasted a lot of time trying to figure this out, if it compiles successfully this time, what we're gonna do is to listen for a message. So we're gonna say message. We declare a string and we'll call it a message, and we'll say listen to the Nextion editor. And when it hears from the Nextion editor, then if the message is not null, it will print the message for us. The reason I want to use this if it's not null is that it's constantly listening to the Nextion editor, and then it will be constantly printing, right? So something happened about the COM port. It's fine. I think this USB is not a power only USB, but let's see. We have the different error serial exception. Something happened. There's a different error than we got before. That's fine. I'm gonna try to see if I can add the serial monitor in the view so you can actually see it. So let me just tool serial monitor. Hopefully there won't be an error. Okay, it can't find my board. That's my worry earlier on too. Yeah, I can't find my board. I don't think you can see everything now. So let me just make sure you can see everything. Let me see. Let me make sure you can see everything. Did I just see done compiling? Okay, the compiling was done, no errors. But I don't think I can see my board because I'm not using. You know what? Wait a minute. I'm gonna show you something. Let's move this to one side. Yeah, I need to show you my full screen. The reason I don't like showing my full screen is because you also see the OBS, which is capturing my screen, and it just makes everything ugly. Not the presenter. I don't need you to see me, but you can see the full screen. Yeah, it makes everything ugly. So what is happening here is when I go to tools and I want to check the port where my Arduino is plugged in, I don't see the. Let's make sure that the insert is on top. Insert. Let's bring this on top. Insert video. All right. So this should be my insert video. Where is it? Go top. Yeah. Okay. Good. So we can have it on the top. So I can minimize this one as well. Yeah. Okay. Right, so when I try to install this, you can see the USB cable. This is, I think, is a power only USB cable. It's not a data USB cable. So I'm gonna try to find a data USB cable because that's what you need to install the software on your Arduino. So let's see. Right. So we got a different cable this time around. Let's hope this is not a power only. Let's hope this is a data. But we can find out by plugging it in. Alright, this is data. It's data. It gives us warning, but it's fine. But this is data. So let's just no, I don't see that. What's going on? USB port connected. This computer malfunctioned. What does it malfunction? Let me remove these ones, and it's actually serious that it malfunctioned, and it doesn't even provide power. What's going on? All right, something is wrong. Doesn't even light up the Arduino. No power, nothing. All right, I'm gonna try this one again. Just make sure my Arduino is still fine, because if it's not fine, then we can't do this. All right, so this one powers of the Arduino, but then the data USB doesn't power it. What happened? All right, doesn't power it up. We're gonna find another USB cable. All right, we've gone through 2 USB cables. We got a third. We on our third USB cable. Our workshop has many of these, so if one fails, we get another. If another fails, we get another, and then another. All right, this one should be fine. I don't see an error popping up on the monitor. Likewise, you don't see the error. So let's look here. Whoa, we have found it. Yep, port 5. Yep, that's it. That's it. All right, so we're gonna power this on again. Where's my V in? Very tiny, but I think I have a very good eyesight. Thank God for that. So V in and power ground. All right, so this is powered up. So I just need my data. So D1 and D2, my transmit and my receive. All right, so and then I'm gonna upload the code. So I'm just gonna click on upload. We've done compiling. Again, we wasted a lot of time here because of a simple mistake, and I could have done this before and then just come back and do the live stream, but I want you to see how sometimes you can make horrible mistakes, horrible mistakes. And when if I am editing this video to publish it out, which I might do later, it might end up being 5-10 minute video, right? Because I will skip all these errors that I've made. But I want you to understand, when I publish these videos and you let's see what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just gonna click on upload again without changing anything, or maybe I plugged the wrong wires, transmit and receive. And let's just do it before we unplug anything. Leave it that way. Now, so sometimes you can make a mistake when you are doing this, and when you have done it as many times as I've done, and over the years I've done it, you still make some mistakes. Like I totally omitted to declare my Nextion, right? I totally omitted to declare that. So there's a problem here. Let me see what is the problem. Instead of wasting time, just scroll and see. It will tell you what the error is. Instance open file that could not open port 5. All right, so don't we have the right board on right port 5? Okay, what's our board? We have the right board, so why couldn't it open that? All right, I'm just gonna do it one more time. But now I unplugged the Nextion from my Arduino. So let's see what happens. It says it couldn't open port 5, but we can see that we have port 5 available. So really not sure why it couldn't open port 5. We have the right, it's COM5. Yeah, we have the right COM port. So let's do it one more time and see. Could not open port 5. Permission 13. A device. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Oh, device attached is not functioning. Could this be true? Is my okay, so I'm gonna unplug the. All right, so I think there's an issue with my Arduino, so maybe I have to change the Arduino if that's the case. But now I've unplugged the monitor because it's drawing 5 volts from the board. Let's see if it's overloading the board. So it's important to read the errors that you're getting, right? So if I edit this video, I don't think I will, but if I edit it, maybe I'll do another part and do it 2 times, so that with less errors, and then maybe it will be more streamlined, of course, because then I won't make the same mistakes again. I think that's what I'm probably gonna do. But there's an issue with my board, so I'm gonna try a different USB port. That means I'm gonna remove the insert because the insert video is coming through one of the USB ports. So I'm gonna remove that, and I'm gonna try straight without changing anything, just having it this way. And if it still fails, I'm gonna try the other port. Now you can see me pointing, but that's fine. So let's see if there's an issue with my Arduino, and then I probably have to look for a different one. I should have a couple more around here. Alright, so I'm gonna try a different port, and if it still fails, then I'm gonna look for a different Arduino. Alright, done uploading. So the issue was on the port that we were using. So I'm gonna transfer the video insert to a different port. Alright, so let's see. It's done uploading. Alright, so I don't know why that happened, but you've seen that it happens. Right, all I needed to do was change the port. So I'm gonna my video is frozen now, so the insert video is frozen. So really probably something wrong with that port. I'm gonna try to put it back and see. So that port has an issue. Okay, so insert off and on. Alright, so let's see USB. Alright, so it's back. Alright, so that port just needs to be finessed, and I don't know what's wrong with it, but anyways, it's working again. That same port, it's working again because that's where I'm getting the live feed from. Sorry about this ugly view that you're seeing. You know what, to spare you all that ugly view, why don't I just make this bigger? Yep. Okay, so you can see me plugging this in. This is my ground, so it goes to ground. And then this is my positive, so it goes to positive. And this is lighted up. And then I need this. My transmit is my blue wire. So my transmit will go to my receive, and my receive to my transmit. I don't remember the pins, how I did it, but it doesn't matter. What I'm going to do is just get to my serial monitor. You're right. So let's get this serial monitor, and then for that I'm going to minimize this again because I need you to see the serial monitor. Then to serial monitor. Alright. And then I'm going to just click a button. Alright, so I actually plugged it properly. The first time I plugged it properly. Alright, so let's put this on full side. Yep, good. And if I minimize the entire this, you should be able to see clearly. Alright, so let's minimize this. I want to make sure that you see what I'm seeing. It's gonna be a little bit hard. Alright, so I'll just describe what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna press up, which is this. And then you see 65020 and then FF. And then I'm gonna press down. Then you see 65030, and then I'm going to press left. You're going to see 65050FF. I'm going to press right. You're going to see 04. So 6504. So this is what is happening. So maybe I can reduce this and make it a little bit faster and a little bit shorter, a shorter version of the same view. But this is exactly what we want to do. Very simple. So if it is not null, print it out. If I didn't put this if condition, it will just print constantly. But it's listening to the messages. When a message comes in and that message is not null, it will print it out. So now, if you want to tell it that it's gone right or left or whatever, you can do that. So what we're going to do now is, instead of saying if message is not null, print, we can put another if condition, right? So we can say if, then we say if message is, this time around we want it to be something. If the message is any of this, we'll tell it to do something, right? If message is exactly this, then I need you to print something, right? So okay, I think I've made a mistake. Let me make sure that if message is that, I'm going to close it, and then I'm going to open. Sorry, I'm going to open this bracket, and then, okay. So that's where the instruction goes. If the message is that, else, if message is that, do this, else. I think else if should be together, but let's see. Else if message is that. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it this way and see what error we get. If the message is that, then do this, else then we're not gonna do else if, because then if it's not any of those three, then the message is this. So we're gonna start with up. So let's see, let's clear this, and we're gonna find out, because when you write this code, when you do this, you have to actually do the experiment first. You don't just give it any number. So you say, so this is gonna be up. So up is 2. So I'm gonna say if message is this, what you're gonna do here is print you're gonna say right button clicked, something like that. Right, no, up arrow clicked. Let's say pressed, because I think it's press release. So up arrow pressed. Copy, and then here we're gonna say, so down is 3. So we're gonna say if it is 3, then you're gonna say down arrow pressed, and then we're gonna say here let's do left is 5. So we're gonna say if it is 4, then say right as 5 is pressed. You don't have to say you don't have to do this anymore actually. So you can just say else, because if it is not 2, 3, 4, then it's 5, because it's not empty and you have only 4 buttons, right? So you can say this is left. So what we're doing here is we've pressed to check. We'll know that when we press 2, when we press up, we get a 2. When we press down, we get a 3. When we press right, we get a 4. And then any other thing will be the left. So you don't need to check that, because you already checked that by checking that the message was not empty, and then you enter this loop. So let's upload that. If there's an error, it will be early because this else ifs. But if it's not an error, then we are good to go. Then you're gonna print on the screen that we've pressed right, left, or up or down, right? So let's see. compiling, fingers crossed. All right, so there's an invalid int to constant character. Int to constant character. If message is that, what is the invalid int to constant? Is this okay? Let's just put it on a different line and see. Yeah, sometimes this is finicky and just annoying sometimes, but all right. So I'm gonna, while it's uploading, I'm gonna remove this because I want you to be seeing what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna remove this top piece. It just looks ugly. Sorry, I need insert video, but the whole screen I need to get it off, and then I'm gonna add another layer. Error opening serial port 5 again. It's already open. What is going on? All right. Okay, so I don't know what's going on there. Why it's telling me error opening on port 5. I'm gonna try to add another monitor here. So we're gonna call it display window capture. We're gonna call it serial monitor. And then we're gonna just capture the serial monitor. Where is the serial monitor? So you can see the serial monitor separately. Yep. Okay. All right. So I have the serial monitor. You can see it separately. All right. So I'm gonna go back, figure out why I'm getting that error. Let's find out where we're getting that error. Okay. All right. So yep, I think I know where we're getting the error. Did you figure that out? So we are telling it to compare something to check if something is this, but we need to put this in quote. Yeah, that's it. That will solve that problem. This is a string. We haven't declared this anywhere, so we can't just write it that way. So we have to declare it as a string like that. So it's comparing the entire thing there. So 1, 2, we should have 3 of those. Yeah, this is done. All right, so this is done. Should compile and everything should work fine now. And then I just need to get this video on top because insert video needs to be on top so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, when I'm pressing it. Okay. So this is done. Checking. Yeah. Once this compile is done and upload is done, then we're gonna get okay, so what was the error we are seeing here? Pressed. Expected before that. What is this? I have if message is this, else if message is that, else if message is that, else that. Okay. Right. So I needed to do else if there. Again, I was really wondering if this is an else if with a space or else if without a space. Again, you have to forgive me. I'm doing this video in response to your requests, but I needed to figure out if this is an else if or just if only. So I'm gonna figure that out with you. So you're already watching this with me. So yeah, I needed to do else if because I have if and then if and if and if. I needed to do else if. The last one is just else. So if it is let's do that again. So you've seen what I'm seeing exactly. Yeah. So done uploading. So now let's just clear. Let's do it together, right? We'll clear whatever message we had before, clear the output, and we'll try it again. So it's gonna say left arrow pressed. Remember, left is 5, and that we didn't check if the number was right or wrong. That's true. Why? Because we've checked if it is 2, we've checked if it is 3, we've checked if it is 4, and if it is not 2, 3, 4, then it's 5. There's no other way to do that, because you can also check if it is 5, but there's no point. You've checked that it's not blank. It's not null, so you're not getting a null message. So left arrow pressed, then I can do right arrow pressed and all that. So I'm gonna press this. It's gonna say right arrow pressed, and 2 is up. Remember, 2 is up. Yeah, 2 is up arrow pressed, and 3 is down arrow pressed. So I can redo this video in less than 20 minutes. This one is pretty long. It's almost 1 hour, or if not more. I can redo it shortly, quickly, to show you this in a shorter version of it. But this is important. This is great, actually. I consider this a very great video. It took longer than I thought. I thought it was going to be 10-15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, because with the explanations. But I'm glad that it took this long, because then you can see that you can also have errors in your codes. It doesn't mean that you received wrong tutorial, wrong instruction. It's just that sometimes, because you think it's very simple, you have an oversight. And then, like, we had 2 oversights. Number one, we created a graphics user interface that was bigger than the size that we wanted, right? And we didn't look at it. We just used it that way, and then we had the issue. I didn't want to rehearse this before presenting it. I just wanted to do it raw and crude. It's been several months ago I did it last, but I just decided to do it today, and you can see we had some errors. If you look at this display, at the outline, you notice white display. Maybe I'll do a next one and make it black so you can see the white outline if we create the white outline, because we'll try to eliminate it next time. But you see there's a white outline, which was a mistake, right? We cropped the image down to get that, right? So that's one. The other thing is, when we wrote the code, we, for some inexplicable reason, reasons, we omitted to declare the Nextion. We used the variable because we've used that before, but we didn't declare it. And it was telling us that it wasn't declared in the scope, and we kept trying to make it work without declaring it. So if you're getting errors, read the error codes. The error codes will give you a clue. And then when we fixed that, we got another error. The port was having an issue. I have to switch my ports right to left and left to right. And then my initial USB cable I was using was a power only USB cable. It was a USB cable for this camera. So it's only power only. It's not for data. And when I tried to use it on the Arduino, on my ESP8266, it didn't work. Why? Because the ESP8266 needs some data, right, to read and write. But I was using a power only. It didn't work. I have to replace that. I got another black USB cable, and that didn't work because for some reason it didn't work, right? It says it malfunctioned. It doesn't have any chip on it. It's just regular USB cable, 5-wire USB cable, but for some reason it malfunctioned. Then I got another USB cable, a red one, and then it worked, right? So sometimes you have these things that happen. Okay, I have some human errors, of course, creating the graphical user interface and writing the code and omitting obvious line of code, and it failed for those reasons. Fine, but how about the cable that was functional before and it didn't work? And how about the computer trying to program it with the same red USB cable that finally worked? On one port it didn't work, and then on the other port it worked. So something happened, and when I put the camera on the other port, it also didn't work until I had to disconnect the camera and connect it back again. So almost like cycling the power. Not really, but it's similar, just toggling it on and off. or off and on, right? So sometimes you get these kind of errors and you can't explain them. Finally, I'm going to show you something that I said I was going to show you, and then I'm going to do this whole video over again in 20 minutes. So I'm going to do 2 streams, and I'm going to target to finish the second stream in 20 minutes. So if this is too long for you, you're going to watch the second piece. It's going to be sweet, fast, and simple. All right, so let me show you the library. I might not show it in the next video because I want to save that time. Okay, so let me show you the library. Arduino, where's my Arduino? Oh yeah, I have to show my full screen. Sorry, I have to show my full screen for you to show my for you to see my Arduino library. Yeah, so here is my Arduino libraries. You need this Nextion master. If you have any other library within your Nextion, within your Arduino, delete that and download this Nextion master. Let me see if I have the. You need this one here especially. So let me see if I have the link. I can put it in the comments where you can go and download it. But you need that Nextion master library. So let's see. And it's not really lengthy, right? It's not too long. It's not too long. So this is what you need. You need this library. So very important that you have that Nextion master. If you have any other one, please try to uninstall it, clear, delete, and just get this one. This is what you need, right? So it's the Nextion-master. Nextion-master. Let me see if I can find the link for it online, and I'll share with you. I'll put it in the comments. That is the library that works with this kind of listen, you know, the lines of codes that we're running here. This is the one that works for it. So let me just see if I can find a place to download it. All right, so it's taking forever, but it's here. Nextion master. Okay. GitHub. So probably you have to go to GitHub and find it. Nextion master easy library reference. Let me see if I can do next. Control F. I have full screen now. Alright, so I don't know what happened, why this changed to full screen. I wanted to show you something here. Control F, Nextion master. Yeah, maybe this one was one I used then. So I'm gonna put this in the comments so you can download that. Only required. Sometimes you just get all these. What is that? Let me see if this is the library. Alright, so I don't know if it's here, but you need to download the library. I'll find the link and I'll put it in the comment section. So that's the library that you need, the one that I used in my code. That's the one you need to use. You have to download it as a zip. You download it as a zip file, and then you just go on I think Sketch, and then you say include libraries, and then you say add zipped library, and then you navigate to where you have it on your computer, and then just and attach it, right? So let's see, where's my Nextion master? Nextion master. So I think this was it for me. Do I have it as a Nextion master or just Nextion? I think I had it as Nextion. So download it and then just install it. Let me see, where is this zipped? I think I have it as zipped. Don't see it right now, but let's see. And Nextion output, Nextion reader, Nextion output. Yeah. So just get the right library and install. That's what you need. So I'm gonna pause this feed right now, and thank you for joining. I'm gonna do it again shortly. Actually recording it as well, but I don't think I need to record it. I'm gonna do this video one more time and just make it faster and easier for you to follow. And I don't think I need to show you all my monitors this time around, but anyway, so the code is working as we wanted. And what we did in the previous video was we now took those instructions to turn on a bulb on or off. To turn on, yeah, so right here, instead of just printing the arrow that was pressed, what you can do is now you give it a further instruction what to do. You can say you can turn an LED on. So if you declared an output, so you can then say digital write the output, right? So you can do digital write or analog read, whatever you want to do here. Analog read. So when certain things happen, something happens. So you can just do it here, right? Digital write, analog read, analog write, whatever you want to do. Digital. You know what? Let me just say digital too. Digital slash analog read, digital slash analog write. So whatever you want to do, you do it in here, right? Your function here. You can call a different function. You can call a different subroutines. Whatever you want to do, you can do it here when this button is clicked, right? So that's what you need to do. All right. So thank you for watching this. I'm gonna stop now, and then I'll do it right immediately following this. Okay.